Welcome back, everyone, to ASL Vanguard League. This is Group G, and this is Vonnie Research Station. Currently, we are in the losers match, and this is the first game of that. This is the winners match. I take that back. This is the winners match, and in the bottom spawn position of Vonnie Research Station, representing Outset Gaming, it is the one, the only, Blue Protoss Apocalypse.
Yes, indeed, our teammate and friend. Awesome guy. Love to see him move on. But my friend Zerg Hero, love me, my Zerg buddies, in the 12 o'clock position on Vonnie Research Station, the red Zerg. Representing EV Technologies, it is LeetPandA. So Leet throwing down that hatchery. Look how Leet that hatchery is. I can't even describe to you how Leet that hatchery is.
I feel like you're going for fleet, and then I just imagine eyebrows. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. That's... Oh, nope. I would not do that, but yeah. I gotcha.
All right.
LeetPandA going for pool, hatch, and then gas.
Pretty much opening a very aggressive style, but still has not queued up any lings. There is 2 lings, but I'm kind of curious whether this is a little bit of where maybe some sort of cheese out of Apocalypse, or he's just straight up just opening safe and everything. But for his opponent on the flip side, Apocalypse is doing the ever so standard gate fast expand, but I love it on Vonnie. You can do a very easy wall off instead of having to do a forge fast expand.
Yeah, the Vonnie Research Station having that 1 force field ramp to defend both your main and natural is just a huge boon for Protoss and even Terran players. And the players actually mentioned between themselves at the beginning of the game, not sure if you guys are in here at that time, that Zergs don't typically like this map, and APOC remarked that, implying that it's strange that this map ended up going through the veto process and the pick process as the first map in the pool. And this isn't the worst map for ZVP, but the in-base natural is just so much better for Protoss and Terran than it is for Zerg. This map doesn't necessarily offer you a strong advantage either way. It's just that you don't get quite as helpful a time on this map. And Apocalypse, like, he's able to take that natural, and LeetPandA actually going for the in-base natural is really conservative. I definitely prefer to go for the outside natural, or even just go balls to the wall full foreigner and go gold first and then the in-base as a third. That can actually be really strong in this map.
Yeah, I completely agree. I feel like both players are playing very defensively. Obviously, we see Stargate out of Apocalypse, which is more defensive, but you can pick up some easy kills. As you mentioned, though, it is interesting that LeetPandA didn't start off with that third as his natural, only because he is opening with speed. He's opening an aggressive style, so it would not be too hard to defend a little bit of an all-in into that third base or some early aggression. But so far, as we were saying, both players kind of playing passively. And Apocalypse just getting up that Phoenix count. I love Phoenix versus Zerg. I just love Phoenix in general. You can do a lot of cool things and do some fun micro stuff with them.
Yeah, interesting that he's actually not going for the Oracle first out of this. It's just straight Phoenixes, which can be nice. So Phoenixes can actually get quite a bit done. But now that LeetPandA has seen the Phoenixes as the one gets revealed, denying the Scouting Overlord, he's going to have the Spores down. Actually going for 2 in his natural. Only one in the main, and the third doesn't have creep yet, so he can't get a spore there. But Apocalypse kind of already done a little bit of indirect damage. You really don't need the 2 spores in 1 base against just a Phoenix opening. If your opponent starts to commit like really hard to Phoenixes and plays like a weird mass Phoenix style, that's good. But really 1 spore per base is all you need, really. 1 spore with Queen support is plenty to push away a couple of Phoenixes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1 spore with Queen support should be completely fine, and there's not even that many Phoenixes at the moment. Literally, there is 2 out on the map, or actually 3 out on the map at the moment. No more being made, and pretty much what you want to do is you just I feel like you always want to have a Spore Crawler. Maybe, yes, you have the Queen for the mineral line, and then maybe a Spore Crawler a little bit farther out, or vice versa. But one to defend some Overlords, kind of retreating onto that, and then some to defend the drones. But for now, the third base does have everything. Each base does have enough to defend, at least for now, and the lair is going down in that natural. But so far, for the opponent, Apocalypse, he's looking pretty good. He did not get extreme damage done, but he's definitely in a nice position.
Yeah, it's like LeetPandA just going straight into Ling Hydra with the fast infestation pit, totally skipping roaches. And this is a good way to play against this. It's just really sketchy. He's not going to be able to get that much good scouting done because the Phoenix is out. And so totally skipping the Roach Warren can really come back to bite you. As a Protoss player can just prepare a nice Immortal Sentry all in behind the Phoenixes, or like a 2 Colossus 2-base push, and just absolutely ruin your day. And you have no way to scout it if the Protoss player is active with his Phoenixes. We see APOC is very good with his Phoenixes, moving around, getting quite a few kills here. The Phoenixes are doing really well. Adding on a 4th one here, and now he's gotten 10 kills with the Phoenixes between Overlords and drones. It's very, very nice, denying so much map control. LeetPandA is doing a good job getting his Lings out on the map and moving around, just poking at the Protoss, see what he's doing. You can check upgrades. Ganesh actually gets into the main. That is so fantastic for him. That really shouldn't be happening. But he gets to see the Forge upgrading. He gets to see the Robo facility. He gets to see the Robo support bay. Really, really great for him. Even more Lings trying to leap by here.
LeetPandA literally scouts. Yeah, LeetPandA literally scouts out everything, and I mean, he knows he's probably going to have to move across the map very soon. He's going very heavy into Hydra. 9 Hydra's out, but Hydraless Den was pretty early on, getting those upgrades, and he's going to need to move out soon, or else his kind of tech, his quick tech is going to be a little bit obsolete. But interestingly enough, it looks like he's going for Infestors. Now, you could do some fungal growths, blinding clouds, interesting kind of way to do it earlier on, and I feel like LeetPandA opened up aggressively, and is staying aggressive, but is kind of... He's going a little, not necessarily passive with the pathogen glands and the infestors, but he definitely cannot be as out on the map as he may like to be with a very quick Hydra and Ling Force.
Yeah, I really do not like this move out from LeetPandA. I think he just like dies.
I don't either.
Like the Hydras without speed they're just going to get completely annihilated with 2 Colossus with +1 attack, no armor upgraded for the Hydras.
60 seconds away from speed.
And with force fields, like you can't get anything done with this push. It doesn't do anything for you. And his economy is so far behind. He's just now getting his Evo +1/+1. He hasn't started to hide yet. And he didn't get his gases, is the main part of the economy that I want to point out. Like his 3rd base gas is totally untaken. And you cannot support Hydra with much of anything else with only 4 gas. And some of these Hydras are getting picked off here in the middle of the map by the army and the chasing Phoenixes. Like, that was just a really foolhardy move there by LeetPandA, and he's not doing enough behind it to really support it. Not to mention that he's only got 2 drones in gas in the natural, and in the main, he's missing 2 drones on gas there, and 6 drones on gas in his 3rd. He's going to run out of gas as soon as he starts to spend his money, but he's not even spending his money that well. His injects have been pretty sloppy this game. And I'm afraid he's just going to completely look totally silly as soon as the Protoss finally decides to A-move.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's a strange composition because there's already Colossi out and they completely counter it. And then he lost a lot of his Hydras, and so that really cut into his Infestors if that was kind of what he was going for. Maybe a little bit of a meat shield for the Infestors, but as you were mentioning, there's just not a lot to go along with these Hydras. He needs the meat shield and he's trying to do Lings, but Colossus just slaughtered them. So for now, it's really going to be when does the A move come in, and it's all going to be up to these Infestors to get some beautiful fungal growth, but looks like there's going to be a small sort of counterattack. 7 Lings heading into that 3rd base, but there should be the cannon ready, and actually a lot of probes are not quite mining correctly. Not sure what's going on there, but for now, Apocalypse kind of posturing for the attack, but LeetPanda's got a lot of creep out in the direction of Apocalypse's attack, and hopefully will be ready, especially with 5 Spine Crawlers.
Yeah, Spine Crawlers are going to be nice. There's no Immortals with this push, or there's 1 Immortal under there. That's going to be nice, but the Colossi can just mostly siege down. The Fungal comes down. none of their fungal, but this is just not enough damage output. The fungals are going down, but the Hydras aren't fighting yet. The Colossi are still up. There's nothing to contest the Colossi. The Force Seals go down, cut the Roach, or excuse me, the Zerg force in half. Drones get absolutely melted on the left side. Now there's a Zealot reinforcement. So these Stalkers and 4 Colossi are going to absolutely annihilate. The Roach Warren just finished, and now there's finally Roaches on the way with Roach speed, and some Hydras and Roaches get trapped up top. This Protoss army is just 1Aing all over the face of the Zerg, and that is not the kind of engagement I like to see. Alright guys, we are back. This is map number 2. This is Echo. And in the bottom right position, it is my friend and teammate, Outset Gaming's Blue Protoss, Apocalypse. Named after the mother
and
of all
his opponent. Yep, pretty much. And his opponent in the top left-hand corner, from EV Technologies, the Red Zerg, LeetPandA.
LeetPandA. Yeah, kind of playing really sloppy last game. Kind of weird. And apparently Apocalypse likes the worker pairing for this map. Not sure why. This mineral line is basically exactly the same for all other maps. Maybe only slightly different. I guess I don't pay that much attention to my worker pairing styles. It's very strange to me. I don't know. You'll see if that worker pairing difference makes a difference for Apocalypse. See if how good he is at that. But LeetPandA is pretty leet, so he might be pretty leet at worker pairing as well.
Yeah, he may have those fleet skills or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know, but Apocalypse is opening up in that Forge Fast expand, which I like. And I like that it was a Forge first, because it's definitely giving Apocalypse the opportunity to cannon rush. But sadly, LeetPandA is also opening up aggressively. Not taking a gas yet. Not that aggressive. But it should be a decent... it should be not really a possible thing. But so far, we'll see kind of Apocalypse dip into the natural, see nothing's there, but actually just go by in the night that drone.
Yeah, it's nice there by APOC to get the probe in, to get the scout off. But the hatchery does go down now. And there's no Overlord in position to scout cannons if they do go down. But the spawning pool is about to finish. LeetPandA got that nice and early. So a cannon rush shouldn't be able to happen now. Like, if Apocalypse attempts that, then I have to call into question his cannon rush skills.
Yeah, and to boot, I mean, Apocalypse does not know the natural base is there. Obviously, he's going to see it in a second. But as I said, he went into the main, and then that drone just barely dodged him. While on the other side of the map, the natural is down. Everything's looking good for Apocalypse right here. Going for 1 gas. I'm kind of curious whether he's going to go into Stargate again, because I really love that. And I think it's going to work a lot. Definitely works a lot better with Forge Fast Expanse in my experience with Stargate.
Yeah, I like that opening as well. Personally, when I used to play Protoss, my favorite way to open after a Forge Fast Expand was to get 1 gas and then build a lot of Zealots, get +1, and get 2 Immortals and a Warp Prism, and just go attack. And that is a fun way to play. It feels really BS to play against it as Zerg whenever that happens to me now, but man, it is fun to do.
Yeah, it is definitely a fun thing to do. Warp Prism shenanigans can always get you in a fantastic position, especially if it's going down with +1. But so far, this looks like a Stargate opening, actually a build that I know, and it could do some decent damage now. The Photon Cannon is there. Lings will go up to see what they can see, but on the flip side of the map, and LeetPandA's main, so far, not really chosen a tech choice, and it's gonna be an interesting decision for him what he decides to do against this. He got his early speed. He's gonna take that map control for himself, but really hasn't done much yet. I think he's gonna take a quick third, but not quite sure.
Yeah, I'd love to see LeetPandA go for a third, like right now. There he goes now, sending out the drone. It's perfect timing. Really, he gets his speed finished up. It's nice to have you, when the Protoss gate expands, you basically open the same way you do against Terran, getting that fast speed and then like pulling out a gas just to defend if the probes try and get on the map to pull any shenanigans. But Apocalypse, now that his Cyber Core is done, he has the option to throw down some tech and get a little bit more gas-heavy compositions going. There's the Twilight Council, so there's his tech decision. I'm not sure if he's going to go DTs behind this or just Blink. My money's on Blink, as he hasn't prioritized gas that much yet. But we will see. I'd love to see him pull off a nice Blink attack. Like a huge swell of units, and Blink is really nice. With the +1 attack he's about to finish, if we see him going to +2, the +2 Blink style is really cool. Also a really fun way to play. Gives you a lot of options, especially when your opponent's creep spread is like just now getting going. It's going to be pretty decent by the time the attack hits, but it's not going to be so great that it can be trouble, because the creep spread is really key as a Zerg player trying to hold off the Blink. It really allows your Lings and Roaches to get in the face of the Stalkers and do damage. Whereas if the Stalkers can just fight off a creep over and over and over and over, it snowballs so hard.
Yeah, I'm liking these couple Lings from LeetPandA hanging outside of the natural base of Apocalypse, because really right now LeetPandA, he's going for a big Roach attack, and off 3 bases, the one way that he loses in the situation is if the Blink Stalkers, if the Proxy Pylon gets around him. And even then, the Roaches are pretty good, but still, he's got to be very careful not to let any probes get out. So I'd like to see maybe a little bit better Ling placement from him to deny anything. Obviously, he does not have the most fantastic scout in the main, but he did spot the Twilight Council. So I think it's gonna be really dicey when it comes to this battle, because yes, Roach is dead counter the Stalkers, but then there's Blink, so it's really gonna come down to that micro. But as you're mentioning, LeetPandA does not quite have the creep spread yet to be able to utilize these Roaches as much as you'd like to be. But both players are kind of setting up for a normal mid game, as you see in PvP, or sorry, in PvZ, especially not necessarily Twilight Council's normal, but in the situation, it's quite normal.
Yeah, the heavy Blink Stalker style is very common these days, that Apocalypse goes over to take his 3rd base. Yeah, he's just going to get lots of sentries and lots of Stalkers and do a lot of damage, because those 2 units synergize so well against what Zerg can even throw against you. LeetPandA going for that additional Hydra tech. It's going to really help him out against the Stalkers and sentries. Hydras are fantastic against that. He just needs to round out his economy. He's gotten out a lot of army units because he's afraid of a big attack coming. And what he really needs to get his economy going. He's only at 39 drones right now to 50 probes. So once the attack actually starts happening, I think he might just die. Apocalypse is pretty short on units now. He's actually starting +3. And there's a fairly large Zerg force out here ready to move in. They do have +1 attack. As Apocalypse scouts, his force fields should totally shut this down, though, is the thing. But it's all about the force fields here. There's not that many Stalkers to fight this. Perfect force fields, cutting off that main entrance there to the 3rd and natural. And the rocks are down on the right side, so LeetPanda's options are kind of cut down here. And he built so many units that weren't drones. The longer this attack happens, he's just in trouble, and Apocalypse moves out. He does have Blink, not using it at all, losing a bunch of Stalkers for free. Now the sentries are under fire. This is actually a problem here. Moving out kind of poorly there. I think a Time Warp would have been a good use as well.
Yeah, LeetPandA was down 10 workers, but now he almost got some damage done there, but still is down a lot of workers. 9 sentries do go down to 6 sentries, but still, force fields were decent. At first, I thought we were going to see some force fields go down and then Apocalypse snipe some stuff with the Blink. But for now, I mean, he's just going to be just trailing LeetPandA home. Right now, LeetPandA is trying to desperately get up some sort of army. Roaches, a little bit of miscontrol almost there. Does go into the Stalkers, but there is an army now starting to accumulate for LeetPandA. The Hydras are good, but still versus a lot of Blink Stalkers, it's going to be very hard to break. There's still no proxy pylon for Apocalypse on LeetPanda's side of the map, though, especially if Apocalypse waits too long, LeetPandA will have the optimal upgrades to defend this, and 24 Lings coming out. Apocalypse has to be very careful, especially with no Mothership Core and no Zealots.
Yeah, the lack of Mothership Core, I think, is the biggest deal here. He can't fully recall, and protecting the sentries is actually really key. Lings get in on top of them, pick off a few of them. This is going to be a problem for Apocalypse. His army's pretty good against this. +3 attacks 10 seconds away, though. Here's the Mothership Core in response, but it actually throws down a Time Warp. And now that +3 attack is done, I think this is going to be where Apocalypse starts to swing back and gets lots of momentum. The problem is he needs to get down some more pylons on the other side of the map. Like, that would help this out so much. There's quite a few Stalkers here. He's down an army supply, but that +3 attack is so good against the Zerg who has no armor upgrades.
Yeah, definitely. It is very good versus Zerg with no armor upgrades. LeetPandA is still trying to like posture for this attack, but I really don't know if he can make it happen. Especially right now, he is still down about 7 workers here, and he needs more than that to be able to really make anything happen. And on the same amount of Nexi that the Protoss is Apocalypse, it's only going in Apocalypse's favor again and again and again. Finally, Charge is going down, and there is a decent amount of Zealots. The Mothership Corps, they're fighting at Apocalypse's home, so the Mothership Corps is with this army, and Apocalypse should be able to take this relatively simple. Decent force field goes down, a couple more, but not really. Actually, doesn't get anything at all. No Guardian Shield yet. A lot of sentries have been killed, though, so that is a lot of gas, but still, Apocalypse is in a fantastic position with the amount of Stalkers he has, and Charge about halfway done in 1-1. Or actually, just, yeah, no, actually, 3-1. Just about finished.
Yeah, Apocalypse is in a commanding position. Basically, unless he forgets that he has Blink now, I think he wins. Like, the Roaches here just aren't going to be doing anything. They have no armor against Stalkers with +3 attack that are so good with the Blink. The Hydras, there's only 3 of them here. That's just 4 of them, excuse me. There's not enough here. When the Mothership Core also has a Time Warp, Apocalypse can really only take good fights from here on out. And he's adding on even more gateways. He's got some probes kind of chilling in his third base that aren't doing much. But the big problem for LeetPandA is that he just has no drones. He's at 50 drones, doesn't even have a saturated third. Like, this fight cannot go well, and he has nothing to replenish. I mean, he needs to be building drones, not units. And as his army dwindles away, the snowballing effect of the Blink Stalker, that is it. Apocalypse moves on to the round of 16 in first place at Group G. Very well done by him.
Yeah, going 4-1, I want to say. But really right there, as you were mentioning with LeetPandA, just economy was not in the place he wanted it to be.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.